review on a bitterly cold, the 22nd. Yeah, 22nd of December, I think now, what day it was. Um, yes, bitterly cold. So I wanted something to warm me up, warm the cockles, although I wasn't feeling beer this morning. You go out to 4 pubs and drink 8 different beers. I was a bit on the rough side this morning, but going out to pubs and doing my little bit to put a bit of money in there till, whatever, I mean, like this time of year, it depends on your job, depends what you can afford. So this is Robin's Red Fest. I had this, well, a version of this, the Robin Hood Beer and Cider Festival. It's 6.5%. It's a cask matured old ale. So I will read the back. Originally brewed as a festival special for our first outing at the Nottingham Robin Hood Beer and Cider Festival in 2012. We continue to brew this once a year for cask and bottle aging. Like fine wine and all of us, this really does get better with age. Does everyone get better with age? Fine wine, maybe. I don't know about everyone. So yeah, there's the beer. Let's dive in. So this is available at the shop now. You can't get deliveries now, and I don't think it's on the website anyway. It is available at the shop, and more importantly, and also there's like a whiskey version of this, which has actually got whiskey in it, and it's 8.2%. So two proper Christmassy beers to consider. So this is room temperature. The shed's not room temperature. It's absolutely freezing in here, but this is room temperature. So we'll pour it. There we go. So it's depending on how you look at the camera, and you can see I'm in my Lincoln Green Brewery glass. It's lovely. I always find it's better to drink out of the glass from the brewery if you got one, obviously, and you didn't nick it, obviously, or acquire it, shall we say, for want of a better word. I was actually given this, so yeah. Before anybody asked that question, yeah, I didn't acquire it. So yeah, neon black pour with a thin whisper of a head on there, slightly off white head. Oh, God, it's cold. Definitely a malty nose on this. Let the air get to it for a minute, like a fine wine, letting the air get to the beer. So this is in that sweet range of beers at ABV. That's 16.98, old crafty, and beers like that are in that same, they're shop supermarket beers. This is obviously not a supermarket beer, although it would be lovely to see this sort of beer and more beers from them in supermarkets. There's a time that I would have hoped in this pandemic that more supermarkets would have supported the locals more, because the people that live around them, it's a sad situation, really. Oh, there's a smoothness to it. There's like an imperial strength to it. I know it's only 6.5, but there is like an imperial strength to it. Lovely and smooth. Oh, this is definitely Christmas beer material. I wanted to review it before Christmas. Um, Chuck it into the front of my reviews. I've still got a couple of Christmas beers to review, and that's even before I do advent calendars. Um, I wanted to do it because I wanted to um, if you know, let people know what it's like and encourage them, especially if you live local to Hucknall, you know, in Nottingham. So if you're in Derby, Leicester, Nottingham, or even South Yorkshire or Lincolnshire, it's not overly far to drive to go down to the brewery and get yourself a good set of beers. Trust me, if you've never been to Lincoln Green's Brewery, it's well worth going down. Go and have a chat with the good people. They are lovely people. They'll be there open till about 4:30 tomorrow, I would assume. And on Friday, if they are open on Friday, I would think only till about dinner. Most people are knocking off at dinner, aren't they? I mean, fair play as well. They've had one of those years. But if you also live near a Lincoln Green pub, I'm sure that they are selling some bottled stuff at the pubs these days. And for me, that's a non-brainer to sell bottled beers in a pub because take homes. And I mean, I know you can take draft home, but bottles last longer. So if you don't want to drink it within the few hours of taking it home or the next day, yeah, bottles do last longer. Plus if you've got the room in a pub, especially a Lincoln Green pub, you could be selling the full range. And that's the dog walking down in the garden. There's a fine quality to this. It tastes very different to I remembered it at the beer festival. And obviously at the beer festival, because of the temperature, sure that's the dog. Yeah, it is the dog. It's probably waiting for me to go back up the house, but it pays code. Yeah, because of the temperature of the casks, it wasn't. They got a bit warm. In some, not where this beer was, but some of them got a bit warm. They were in direct sunlight. They were going to warm up a bit. They're using towels and water to cool them down. Oh, reminds me in a lot of ways of Fire Damp. Very much a winter warming beer. This mold, like I say, malty, lovely ABV, strong, smooth, nice twang to it. I do get winter flavours with it. Lovely ABV. It's a complex beer as well. There are flavours that I can't actually pinpoint what they are, but I know it tastes nice. You can't always get every flavour. I don't know anybody who legitimately gets every flavour and gets the right flavours at that. You can say you're getting all these flavours and you might get half of them right, but I suppose that's the thing about beer reviewing, isn't it? It is what it is in that respect. So, absolutely lovely. Oh, I've just had the kids all day, the grandkids, and yeah, I'm ready for a beer. Went shopping with them on one of the busiest shopping days of the year. It was fun. It was busy and it was fun. Walking around with a chuffing mask on, again, was not the greatest. You do your bit for. Although so many people not walking around with masks on and not wearing anything that says. But then again, I suppose we've all got our own reasons and that sort of thing. I do hope that people who watch this, and if they've got the money to go out and support their pubs and breweries, local breweries, the shops get enough money. The shops are doing well enough. So by supporting locals and that, it's something we've got to do. We've got to do it. I mean, I read an article yesterday. They're running at 40%, and that's people's jobs. People's lives. not getting the hours they need to survive on. Especially people on these 0 hour contracts where they just work whenever they're asked to work. It must be, unless you don't need the money. If you don't need the money, then it's all good. But it must be extremely tough. Um, yeah, yeah, my heart goes out to everyone. Walked past a couple of people in Nottingham city centre last night, and homeless. And I know there's some that are not legitimately homeless. You get them sort of people; they're everywhere as well. But then you get the true homeless that might have issues, might have lost jobs, lost their houses. Bad stuff happens to all of us. And you see them, and it was freezing last night, and awful life. It is. I mean, I've slept homeless as a 16-year-old. Boxing Day, slept on the Arboretum, and yeah, yeah, it's not easy. Cold, scary. It's not a life, and it's a vicious circle because obviously you've got nowhere to live. You've not got a bank account most likely, so you can't get a job unless you're doing cash in hand. And these days, cash in hand jobs are not easy to come by. Yeah, it's tough. It is tough. It's a desperately bad situation. It's, anyway, I really enjoyed that. We're saying it's an old ale, for me, very much a malty ale, but with lots of complexities in the taste, smooth as you like. A real treat. If you had it at Nottingham Robin Hood Beer Festival, you'd be mad not to try it again. It's absolutely spot on. Near Blackpool, little off-white head. Um, oh, beautiful. And again, Lincoln Green Brewery. I have a special fondness for this brewery because of what they did this year, really. The Wraggys Golden Ale, which sits on the shelf behind me, that you can't see because the Christmas tree's in the way, but you can see the pump clip just there. A very fondness of this company, and what they did was a lovely thing this year. And you can still get Wraggys Golden Ale. It's in bottles, so if you're watching this as well, you can get it, and you will see another review of it coming over Christmas. There's a reason why. You'll see. So Robin's Redfest rather. Um, Cask matured old ale, and yeah, it's matured beautifully. It really is a nice, strong beer. If you like I say, your pub beers, your supermarket beers like Old Crafty Inn, 1698, Abbott Reserve, those type of warming, boozy, rich beers, you'll love this. So for me, out of 5, a good 4.55. That was absolutely spot on. And if you also live near, get your backside because you probably won't see it after Christmas. But they've got the whiskey, with this, but with whiskey added, and 8.2%. That's nice territory, and it's a proper Christmas present bottle as well. And that's it for this review. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Cheers.